Buddy, it's Reverend Will from First Christian Church here in Fulton, Missouri, welcoming you to our midweek devotion. Each week, about this time, we stop what we're doing and I offer a word of grace. If you want to receive these in your inbox on Monday mornings, comment with your email and I'll get you signed up. This is sort of like a video version of what I write. So if you want to get it that way and you don't want to hear or see my voice anymore, just sign up and I'll get you started. But I want to start off by telling a story. One December morning, a few years ago, I caught a flight from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport to Des Moines, Iowa. Like millions around the holiday season, I was going home to see my family for Christmas on what would be the last Christmas Eve I would have with them because I've been working in churches ever since. It was a real morning flight, too. I'm talking about getting to the airport before 5 a.m. so you can park your car and hop on the bus to get to your terminal. So when I got to Des Moines, it was still early. And Des Moines is not usually a busy airport anyway, but at that hour, it was like a ghost town. However, I noticed a fellow traveler. He wasn't on my flight, but it looked like he was about to board on a different one. Whether it was because he was tall or wearing his school's colors, I recognized who he was pretty quickly. It was Fred Hoiberg, the then head coach of the Iowa State University men's basketball team. And we made eye contact. I made the, "Are you who I think you are?" face, to which he looked down and nodded. Then I asked if we could take a picture together, even though I'm an Iowa fan. Go Hawks. He assented, and I have photographic evidence of making him super annoyed as he was trying to catch his flight to Hawaii. What a little research into the 2013-2014 Iowa State men's schedule tells me. That's the most famous person I've ever met. The one-time head coach of the Chicago Bulls and now head coach of the year in the Big Ten. What about you? Who's the most famous person you've ever met? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. I bring this up because once, when Jesus had made his way into Jerusalem for what would be his last week, some people from out of town found out. And they went and found Jesus' disciples and said, "Sir, we want to meet Jesus, want to see Jesus." And it makes sense. Jesus' fame is on the upswing because of his raising Lazarus from the dead, challenging the status quo of oppression, and teaching about a different way to live in the world. They probably want to catch a glimpse of this rising star. But when Jesus' disciples come to him and let him know about the request, Jesus doesn't enthusiastically or even begrudgingly, annoyingly say yes. Instead, Jesus pivots to start talking about all things his death. It looks like Fred Hoiberg would rather be dead than taking a picture with me at 9 a.m. in the morning. But Jesus immediately talking about how he's going to die just because some people want to meet him sounds a little harsh. However, Jesus is making a point. The out-of-towners want to see Jesus because of his rise to fame. But Jesus knows that is not the best place or time to see him. It's not when he's healing someone, when he's challenging the system of the world that oppresses and subjugates, or when he's teaching about how to live or love. If you want to see Jesus for who he really is, what he's about, what he's come to do, you need to look at him on the cross. The miracles, confrontations, even the teachings all find their Jesus' death and resurrection. They aren't the point themselves. They point to and derive their ultimate meaning from that time when Jesus takes the sin of the world on his shoulders. So, no. Those out-of-towners didn't get to meet Jesus that day. But maybe they heard about him 1 week later when some news began to spread out about an empty tomb. Maybe they heard that new life had escaped from the clutches of death. Maybe they heard that the crucified one had been raised. And maybe they didn't see him, but he came and saw them. And then they became not gawkers at a rising star, but followers and disciples. Maybe. Thanks for joining me for this week's devotion. If you like what you heard, share it with people who you think need to hear this news. You're invited to join us for worship on Sunday morning. We gather together at person and online. But if not, our benediction is the same as always. God be with you till we meet again.